Welcome to Inspiration right here on your television channel. Well, if you're watching us, wherever you're watching us from, we want to say good evening or good morning or good afternoon to you, depending on the time you're watching us. And if you're watching Inspiration with Felix Dazi, alternatively, you can go on, if you're not watching on TV, you can go on YouTube, or after this, you want to still listen to the episode, you can go on YouTube. It is Inspiration with Felix Dazi on YouTube, INSPIRATION with Felix Dazi, and then you'll be connected to whatever we are sharing. Well, today we'll be talking about something very different. Today, Tema Polyclinic is 60 years old, and we will be talking about how the hospital or the clinic has affected lives and also transformed people in terms of health. And I'll be talking to the director of the Tema Polyclinic, and she is our guest for today. And we'll show you celebrations of this on this episode of Inspiration with Felix Dazi. After this break, my guest for today is Dr. Lenusia Ahlijah, and she will be sharing some things with us that will inspire you. If you are in the health sector or you want to be in the health sector, this is one conversation you should listen to. After this break, my guest gets to join us. Don't go anywhere. This is still Inspiration with Felix Dazi. Don't forget to be sponsored by, and also we are proudly costumed by Burner Moda, and to call them for you to look great like I am looking, that's the number on your screen. And also for your parties, for your engagements, for your weddings, anything that has to do with celebration, Vin de Rene is your preferred wine. And we'll go for a commercial break, and then you'll know how to contact them. Okay, so you put on your nice kaftan from Burner Moda, and then you get in the wine from Vin de Rene, and then let's have a wonderful time. After this break, conversation starts. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still watching Inspiration right here with me, Felix Dazi, and I told you that my guest for today, she is the director right here at Tema Polyclinic, and she will be sharing with us on things concerning Tema Polyclinic as they are 60 years old. Congratulations, madam.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And welcome to Inspiration.
Thank you.
All right, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right, and how has the year been so far for you?
I'll say it's been exciting.
Okay.
Because, yeah, Tema Polyclinic is 60 years old.
Okay.
And there's this joke that I was sharing with somebody that we usually would say at 60, if you're a human being, you retire. But at 60, as a health facility, life begins all over again.
Okay. So life begins all over again.
Yes.
When you first joined this polyclinic, what have you heard about the polyclinic that excited you that you were going to join this polyclinic?
Oh, well, I joined the polyclinic as the head in 2019.
2019,
I was
okay.
working at Tema General Hospital at the time. And I've always known Tema Polyclinic as the sister health facility to Tema General Hospital.
Okay.
And so I was excited to come here, and the fact that it's the biggest health facility in Tema West municipal area, I thought it was a great challenge to take up. So,
to take up.
Yes.
All right. And today you are heading affairs for the 60th anniversary. Let me allow you to give us a brief background of yourself, and then we get into our conversation. So, who is Dr. Lawrence? How do they call you?
Lenusia.
Lenusia.
Yes.
Okay, that's how they say it. Lenusia. Okay, not Laurentia.
No.
Okay, so there's Lenusia and there's Lawrence.
Yes.
What's the meaning of Lenusia?
Lenusia actually means hope.
Hope, okay.
Yes, it's from the Hbmc language. I come from the Now Oti region. That's where my daddy comes from. And Lenusia is actually a word from that language, and it means hope.
Hope, okay.
Yes.
All right. And tell us a bit about yourself then.
Okay, so I would say I grew up in Tema, not too far from this facility.
Okay.
And my primary education was here in Tema. Went to Wesley Girls High School, eventually to medical
you were a gay
school.
girl.
Yes. And eventually to University of Ghana Medical School.
Okay.
graduated, worked as a general practitioner for a while. I spent about 8 years in pediatrics, and eventually decided to broaden my scope. So I went into family medicine for my residency program.
Okay.
Yes, and later on I decided to zero in on care of the elderly. So I did my fellowship in geriatrics.
Okay.
Yes, so.
All right. And here we are.
Yes.
Is your work tedious as the director of Tema Polyclinic? Is it tedious?
I would say no, but to some extent, yes. But I acknowledge the support I have from my management team, the staff, and then the other members other people who help to make the work easy, because I just don't concentrate on administrative work. I also do clinical work as well, so it can be tiring, but it's exciting and very rewarding.
Okay, it's exciting and rewarding. What brings smiles to your face on a daily basis?
Yes, I think when I walk into the facility and I'm sure I see everybody at post, meeting the needs of the clients that come in. Our mantra here is service with a smile, and as we meet the health needs of the people, they are also appreciative of what we do for them, and it's something that always brings me joy. And when someone comes the first time with all kinds of problems, you see to it that the person has the right medication and all that. When they come back for review and they tell you, "Doctor, I'm feeling much better today," it's just a wonderful feeling.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, working with people in terms of patients, how has the journey been? Because you work with the elderly.
Yes. I would say that
you specialized with that. Okay.
Yes, I specialize in care of the elderly, but I would say that my residency training in family medicine has been very helpful to me, because in family medicine we don't. It's not just the patient that we take care of, but we take care of the patient's family. We take care of the patient in the broader sense of the word. Yes, so it's not just the health problems that they come with, but their family setting, their community. Sometimes we even go into their work and how their work impacts their health. And I think that has really opened up my eyes and my perspective. And so, because we know that the older persons come with all kinds of problems, and most of the time it's not just the physical condition that they are dealing with, but even the home setting, their living arrangements, probably the work they have done in the past has impacted on their health. So having that kind of background has made it very rewarding for me, because I am able to meet their needs. Some of them come not because they need pills to take, but they just want someone to talk to. And I think my background and my training has made me very well, prepared for this challenge and taking care of the older persons. And it's been very good, because Ghana, as we have it now, does not have a very clear, policy with regards to taking care of the elderly. And I think it's a gap that I'm filling in, and I think it's going to go a long way to change the health status or the quality of life of older persons.
All right.
Yes.
What has been the impact of Tema Polyclinic?
I would say it has made a lot of impact. My Polyclinic has been here for the past 60 years.
60 years, okay.
And I personally have been impacted by this facility, because I mentioned that I grew up not too far from here. And myself and my 5 younger siblings all got our immunization from here.
Wow.
So Tema Polyclinic is a very special part in my life.
In your life,
and so I'm just an example of the thousands of people who have had some care from Tema Polyclinic, and it served this community for years. Community 2, Community 5, Community 1. We even have people coming from other areas outside the Tema metropolis to receive care here. And over the years, it has grown, because it first started in 1962 as just a health center.
Oh, okay.
It was basically to meet the health needs of the people who were working at the harbor and those who were involved in building Tema. You know, Tema,
okay.
was planned and built by Kwame Nkrumah of blessed memory.
Okay.
And it was supposed to meet the health needs of the people who were working at the harbor and other industries around Tema. So, I mean, all these people over the years, their children have passed through here receiving care. And over the years, Tema the facility has grown actually. In 1982, it became a polyclinic. It gained the status of a polyclinic, and eventually other services got added on.
Okay.
We now have a theater that is able to perform operations. We have a very good, a very vibrant O&G department, maternity ward, labor ward, and we are very strong on preventive health. So in terms of maternal and child health, immunizations, working in the community, Tema Polyclinic has been playing a very important role.
All right. All right. It's been playing a very important role. How do you go about your day-to-day life here in terms of the running of affairs? How do things go here at Tema Polyclinic?
Well, I'd say that teamwork
okay.
is our hallmark. We have various cadres of health staff, the nurses, the lab staff, the pharmacy staff, and we all work together to meet the needs of our patients. So when they come through the gates, they are welcomed by our security men, and then ushered to the OPD where they pick up their cards, and they have their vitals taken, blood pressure, their weight, their temperature, etc. And then they get to see the doctors. And then depending on what their issues are, they may have to go through the lab or go and have an X-ray done or have an ultrasound scan done to help with their diagnosis, and then they are taken care of. We have a very good, well-stocked pharmacy, and so they don't have to go elsewhere to get their medications. And then behind the scenes, we have the administrative staff, we have the accounting staff, who make sure that we are all working in a very coordinated manner to meet the health needs of our patients and our clients.
All right, interesting. Now let's talk about health, the health system in Ghana a bit. You get to experience many patients and all that. What's the prevalent sickness that people normally come in with?
Well, we normally would have what we call the top 10.
Top 10,
of morbidity sense. So we have the infections, and then we have the chronic conditions like hypertension, diabetes, and dental problems, eye problems, and all that. I would say that over the years, the infectious diseases are gradually coming down because of the very robust public health interventions that have been put in place in terms of immunization, in terms of educating people about how to avoid, these infectious conditions. Until recently, malaria was like the number one. Again, it was like the number one reason why people come to the facility. But I think with education, with people using the insecticide-treated nets and all that, the incidence of malaria is actually going down. And then we now have more of the lifestyle diseases becoming more prevalent. So now hypertension, diabetes, obesity, some of these lifestyle-related conditions have become more prevalent. So one of the things that we are putting in place now is to run what we call the wellness clinic, and then also take it to the communities, so that people would have their blood pressure checked, because there are many people, thousands of people walking around with elevated blood pressure, and they are not aware. So we are channeling a lot of our public health intervention towards targeting screening for some of these conditions, so that we can help them.
Okay. Now, how has the vision of this great polyclinic affected and helped individuals? Your vision. You mentioned the vision earlier on.
Yes.
What's the vision again?
Our vision is to become the preferred health care facility that will provide good services to our clients, and in a very congenial atmosphere, and at I would say at an affordable cost. Yes. So it's our vision, and as much as possible we are trying to let the community know that we are here for them, and that when they come here they can have their expectations met.
Okay, interesting. What are some of the notable success achieved by the hospital?
I would say a lot has happened. You know, we are here because we are standing on the shoulders of people who have worked hard before us, and we are just carrying on with the work that they have done. And I'll say in terms of ensuring immunization for children in this environment, I'll say Tema Polyclinic has done very well. And I was recently in a conversation with one of the longest serving heads of facility of this facility, Dr. Deborah Kubaji, and she told me that the issue of internally generated funds to help to complement what government gives so far as the running of health facilities are concerned. It actually initiated, she started it here in this polyclinic. She said at the time people would come here and they paid nothing for their medications, and then anytime, and she was a good public health physician as well, so sometimes she would visit patients in their homes, and then she'll go there and they have their pills thrown around, you know, on the floor and all that. And she's like, she asked herself, why this? And then after a bit of reflection, she realized that was because they're not contributing anything. They were not paying it, so they were paying for it. So she thought that, well, if she made them pay a token for getting those medications, they would now value it and be compliant with the treatment. So she started making them pay a token for the medications, and then they were able to generate enough funds to build a wall around this facility. It was during her tenure as the head of this facility that the wall around this polyclinic was built. And it was from saving those little tokens that patients pay. And this was something that probably the government could have done, but the government is overwhelmed with other other competing needs. So with that little token that she was able to accumulate, they were able to build this wall as a way of complementing what government can do, and it's kind of caught their attention. And all over Ghana, and virtually every polyclinic or health center has a way of generating something internally, which is now called the internally generated funds, to maintain the buildings, to take care of consumables, the day-to-day items that we need to be able to run a very good health facility. So it was from that conversation I had with her that made me realize that, okay, so Tema Polyclinic was a pioneer in of all these in opening the eyes of facilities to come up with some internally generated funds.
Okay. Wow, that's a beautiful insight. Now we'll go in and take in the anniversary celebration, and let's take in your opening remark first, and then we'll come back to continue. All right, so we'll be back after this break. This is Inspiration. If you're watching this on television, we want you to head straight to our YouTube channel too. That is INSPIRATION. That is Inspiration with Felix Dazi, and then you'll be connected to whatever we're sharing right here too. So we'll take in the opening remark. Let's see what Doc had to say about Tema Polyclinic.
About a year ago, we gathered here to launch our 60th anniversary, and today we are gathered again to climax our year-long celebration with this memorable Deba to acknowledge the grace of God and to thank Him for how far He has brought us. The theme has been continuous quality improvement till our good is better and our better best, geared towards universal health coverage. A series of activities have gone on, and today we are climaxing this celebration. Madam Chair, that little seed that was planted 60 years ago as the Urban Health Center has grown into a primary hospital that we see today. It's a facility that receives close to 40,000 visits a year, providing preventive, diagnostic, and clinical services to our clients in this environment and even beyond. Madam Chair, it is said that when you see a tortoise resting on a wall, it did not get there by itself. Someone must have carried it and put it up there. Over the years, this facility has received help from the government, from the Health Directorate, the Tema Assembly, and more recently, the Tema West Assembly. Individuals have contributed, corporate organizations such as Tema Development Corporation, TDC, ECG, Ghana Water, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Tema Lube Oil, and a host of others. Churches and other benevolent organizations such as Rotary Club have also come to our aid. The message ships has also been very benevolent to us as they help us construct our current maternity block. Many have come to help us to deal with the increasing challenges that this facility has faced over the years. Some of the recent heartwarming donations are the refurbishment of our casualty theatre by La Bianca Company Limited. We were also given a dedicated transformer from ECG. We've also had the construction of a children's block that is right across from us. We're hoping to be able to commission it today, but a few challenges have held us back. But I believe very soon we'll be using this infrastructure. This building was donated to us by the Free Dog Construction Limited. And today, we are also going to receive a very beautiful ultrasound scan machine given to us by Tobinco Pharmaceuticals as our 60th birthday present. Madam Chair, we are extremely grateful to all our benefactors. And yet, we are still struggling with some challenges, and these include our old and inadequate infrastructure, our overcrowded recovery ward and maternity ward. We have inadequate means of transport, and we are being attacked by encroachers. Part of our land given to us by TDC has been encroached upon. Aside that, we have the perennial problem of the delay in our NHIS reimbursement, but we know that things will get better. And with approval from the Health Directorate, we intend to deal with some of the challenges that we face, and we intend to use our internally generated funds to meet some of these challenges and overcome them. However, we are very aware of our limitations. There's so much that we can do. And so on this occasion, as we welcome you, we also send out a loud and we want to send out a clarion call from Macedonia, asking that individuals, corporate organizations, all and sundry, to come to our aid. And as we do this, we believe that we are going to continue to provide quality, comprehensive, compassionate, and affordable health care to our clients. On this note, Madam Chair, distinguished ladies and gentlemen gathered here today, I want to extend a very hearty akwaba to you as we make history together. Thank you very much. God bless you.
We're still here in the office of Dr. Lenusia, and we're still finding out, and she's the director of Tema Polyclinic, and we're finding out some of the things that go on right here at Tema Polyclinic. And by now you know why the hospital was being built, the polyclinic was being built, for the services of those who work at the port and also those who were working for the development of Tema and all that. So Kwame Nkrumah actually started this polyclinic. All right, let's get to talk about the occasion itself, 60th anniversary. Why did you decide to celebrate it in grand style?
Oh, well, we thought that the 60th year would be a milestone.
A milestone, okay.
For us to recollect where we have come from and also reorient ourselves so we can do more for our clients. So it's basically a time to take stock and then re-energize ourselves to do much more and better than we are doing now.
All right, all right. Now let's talk about some of the challenges that the polyclinic faces. What are some of the challenges that because you are the director, you see them firsthand. What are some of the challenges that are associated with running this clinic? Okay.
All right. So, as old as we are, you can also imagine that our structures, our infrastructure have aged. Okay. Yes. So, in terms of our buildings, some of the equipment that we have, some of them have become obsolete. And so, we spend so much in terms of refurbishment, in terms of maintaining our buildings and all that. On a few occasions, we've had some electrical challenges, and so there's a need to do some form of rewiring of our buildings. And I think one thing that has been very helpful to us is for ECG to give us a dedicated transformer, because from time to time we have power outages because we are connected to the power lines that supply the community. So sometimes it affects our equipment, our theater lights and all that. And so that has been a blessing. Getting a transformer dedicated to us has been a blessing. However, we need to be able to do some rewiring so that the wires can carry the current that is coming. And aside that, we have problems with not having adequate means of transport. We just have one ambulance, and then one very rickety saloon car. So when we need to go to various places to pick up some of our supplies, we are handicapped. Sometimes we'd have to use public transport. So that has been a challenge to us. And then apart from that, we also have had some squatters encroaching on our land. And when you step out, there are all kinds of huge trucks parked on our land, and some have turned our walls into the walls of their bedrooms because structures have been built close to the wall. So these are some of the challenges that we experience. And apart from that, we do not have a very regular source of water. Ghana Water has tried its best to ensure that water flows, but that's sometimes just once in a week. We do have a borehole that was donated to us by the Municipal Assembly, but the water quality is not good enough to be used to clean our instruments and all that. So I would say these are some of the challenges that we have. And one major challenge also has been the fact that we do not have adequate wards. We have a very vibrant labor ward, but there are times when our maternity wards are full, and so we need some expansion. We do not have a dedicated male ward and a female ward. We just have a recovery ward that has 11 beds. But the human resource here, we have doctors who can take care of inpatients, and because of the inadequate beds that we have, we are not able to provide as much inpatient care as we are trained to be able to offer. So we need some expansion in these areas.
All right, yes. All right. So now, where do you see the polyclinic in the next few years?
Well, we have used this opportunity, the 60th anniversary, to reach out to corporate organizations to come in to help us. I believe that we are going to receive some very good responses from them so that we can improve on our infrastructure. And I believe that in the next 5 years, we should be able to have a very vibrant theater service. I mean, in terms of surgical care, I believe we'll be able to have a very good child care department, because a company has graciously built a children's ward for us. Wow. And that can take about 12 beds, and we think that in the next 5 years we'll be able to utilize that building to be able to expand the range of services that we offer to our clients.
All right. Let's take in some of the guest speakers. Now, you have some of the guest speakers coming through to come speak concerning the 60th anniversary. Why the choice of these guest speakers? When we come back, you tell us on that. All right. So we'll take in some of the guest speakers speaking on the 60th anniversary of Tema Polyclinic. Don't go anywhere. This is still Inspiration with Felix Dazi.
Staff and management of Tema Polyclinic, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be here today. In fact, 60 years is no mean achievement. And growing up in Tema, my alma mater, my primary school, Tema Parents, is also 60 years this year. And in Tema Parents, all we knew that once people are sick, the teacher will run towards urban health. That is all that we knew, and we have grown with Tema Polyclinic up to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, the Polyclinic has been providing primary health care services to the communities in Tema and beyond. And the dedicated team of healthcare professionals and staff have offered quality health and social services, and their contribution to the community health care and Ghana's healthcare system in general cannot be overemphasized. The staff and dependents of the Port of Tema have also benefited from the healthcare services provided by the hospital. Until recently, patients from GPHA clinic in Tema were referred to the diseases control and X-ray units of the hospital. They also supplied our clinic with the needed vaccines for immunization. Indeed, 20 years ago, before I got my appointment letter, I was sent to Tema Polyclinic to do my X-ray in this same institution. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Port of Tema has over the years supported Tema Polyclinic in diverse ways. And this year, we intend to paint the interior and exterior of the OPD as part of our corporate social responsibilities. I have to commend your medical superintendent. And in 1996, I met her on the campus of University of Ghana. We were in the same hall. Little did I know that over 15 years down the line, we'll be meeting today as she celebrates the Tema Polyclinic for their 60 years anniversary.
Giving us entertainment, it tells you that health really is highly connected with entertainment. And Tobacco Pharmaceuticals Limited is also very much related with Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And sometimes people want to know what the difference is. For as long as Tema Polyclinic is 60 years, I know that a lot of practitioners behind me here have also practiced for that long. And Tobacco has always been in the business of importing medicines and making them available to the good people of Ghana. over the past few years, we decided to backwardly integrate to build what we call Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center, which is the cleanest and the biggest pharma manufacturing facility in West Africa, producing non-sterile preparations for the health of Ghanaians. Over time, we've also expanded and added up so many other companies to the group. So you would see we now have Entrance University College of Health Sciences, which trains pharmacists. We have Hbmc Pharmaceutical Training Institute that also trains medicine counter assistants. And then, very much also related to you, we have Entrance University College of Health Sciences and Entrance University Hospital as well, which gives healthcare to the populace. So we are just following the footsteps of Tema Polyclinic. As part of our corporate social responsibility, from time to time we needed to feed back to the society and make healthcare very comfortable and very accessible to all. Looking at Tema Polyclinic and the fact that you take care of so many pregnant women, or your antenatal clinic is one of the biggest within the region, a request was placed to us that you needed an ultrasound machine to be able to help the pregnant women, and in the spirit of universal health coverage, reducing maternal mortality. And that request came at the right time when we were celebrating your 60th anniversary. And as our custom and as our CEO would always do, Dr. Nana Amotovin, he graciously decided to support. And on this day, we are glad to unveil an ultrasound machine with a Doppler for the health of our mothers and for the health indirectly of the whole community of Tema, to be able to propagate the health or the diagnostic health of the patients we all serve. All we want to say is that this is a token from the company. We believe that it will be put to the right use and it will serve the community. We wish you all the best in your anniversary. Our doors are still open each and every time you need us. We are there to support. Thank you very much.
All right, welcome back. You're still here, and I trust that you enjoyed the speeches from our guest speakers right here at the 60th anniversary of Tema Polyclinic. Doc, I asked the question, what went to it?
All right.
Because I know you not just invite anybody. Yes.
All right. So I think over the years, Tema Polyclinic has developed friends, and we have stakeholders.
Okay.
And so we, for example, our chairperson for the DEBA, our Grand DEBA, is the director of ports for Tema. We settled on her because GPHA has been a partner for us from time to time. When we need some technical assistance, they've come to our aid, and we thought that being a partner and being a neighbor, because they are very close to us, yes, it would be good to have her chair the function for us. And then we also settled on having the CEO of National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Bernard Okuboy, to also be the special guest of honor. Because we want to tap into his wisdom. He has been the one-time Deputy Minister for Health, and we know that he understands the health space. And being a very charismatic person, we know that he'll be able to share some thoughts with us that will urge us on. I mentioned that at 60, life begins all over again, and I believe that he'll be able to drop some pearls of wisdom that will help us, take up the mantle and move on.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, that's great. Now we can't just talk about Tema Polyclinic without talking about it, because now you are the face of for all the young people who also want to, because you are a specialist in family physician and the medical superintendent of Tema Polyclinic, and you graduated years ago at the medical school, and I know you came out with distinction and all that. Well, let's talk about the young people who also want to enter into the medical field. What do you think is required of them in the next phase of medicine?
I think that people who have dreams, young people who have dreams of going into medicine, I would want to encourage you, because it's a very rewarding career, because you know you are making an impact not just on individuals but on their families, their communities, and even in the nation. Because when you have a nation full of healthy people, they are more productive, and the nation is going to develop. And so it's a good thing. I would want to encourage you to stay focused. In this day and age, there are so many things that will be competing for your attention that keep your eye on your goal, keep your eye on the vision, and work at it. Discipline is important, being focused is important, and having the appetite for knowledge, because things are changing every day. And anything you get to read, anything you get to educate yourself, go for it, and it will make you a very broad-minded professional who can make an impact, and make an impact really big.
All right. Thank you so much for deciding to talk to us on inspiration. What's your final words to those who are watching us concerning Tema Polyclinic and everything concerning related to health?
Okay. Well, I would want to say that Tema Polyclinic, just like all the other facilities in the country, is contributing its bit to maintaining health in our nation. And for those of us who live close and those of us who can, we are calling on you to come help us to, especially our corporate organizations. Please consider Tema Polyclinic when you are looking to do your corporate social responsibilities. And Tema Polyclinic is a good place to invest in, because we are making an impact in our corner.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, so the numbers by which people can contact these corporate organizations can contact, all right?
All right, so you can reach us on 0302 944 398.
Okay.
Or 0244 644 332.
All right. Thank you so much, and thank you for deciding to do this with us. All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for joining us right here on Inspiration. And we spoke to Dr. Lenusia Ahlijah, and she's the director of the Tema Polyclinic, and we had an amazing time with her. Tema Polyclinic is 60 years old, and we want to say thank you for your services. I know a lot of people are grateful for your services in Tema and its environs. Well, my name is Felix Dazi. Thank you so much for joining us right here. I was also costumed by Berna Moda, and to get your wonderful kaftans and beautiful African prints and African designs, you know where to go. It is Berna Moda. That's the number on your screen. And also for your parties, engagements, weddings, and beautiful celebrations with your family, that wine that you have to get, that wine that will aid you in celebration, is Vin de Rene. My name is Felix Dazi. Thank you so much for doing this with us. I'll see you on our next episode. Move on to our YouTube page. If you're watching us on television, it is INSPIRATION with Felix Dazi. Inspiration with Felix Dazi. Don't forget, your mind is the most powerful tool given to you by God. Make sure you don't waste it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Presenters Costume is by Burner Moda Fashion Design and Tailoring Services. You can contact Burner Moda for all your custom tailor ladies, gents and children. Tailoring materials and accessories, training, ready to wear, wholesale of fabric. For any assistance, you can call 0545 040 604 or you can locate Burner Moda at Ashoman Estate, B Line or at East Legon, ARS Runabout. You can also find them on Instagram on Burner Moda, BURNAMODA.